Welcome to the world's fastest car show. Now, as a career lifetime road racer, you know, I was always told if you get the car sideways, Justin, you're going to be slow. Well, you know, the sport that has turned that philosophy upside down is, of course, drifting. And I thought to learn, I'm going to come to the best. So, Vaughn Gittin Jr., it's nice to meet you, mate. I'm very excited to be here. Give me the short version. What is drifting for Justin Bell this weekend?
The sport of drifting is essentially a dogfight. It's very untraditional. It's a judge sport. There's no checkered flag, no clock, but we are out there going as fast as we can. You know, we're over 100 miles an hour, inches from walls, inches from your opponents, smoke everywhere, 850 horsepower engines screaming at 9,000 RPM, and just sensory overload. I love it.
Hopefully, you're going to give me a little lesson. I think we have time for that.
I'm looking forward to putting you in first. A stock Mustang, depending upon how you do, maybe we'll put you in my girl here. But before that, I think you need a real 100% experience. So I got a little surprise for you, and I don't think you'll be needing the top.
I'll undo the top button. I'm ready. We'll find out. This is what he meant about having a surprise for me. I loved it. Brilliant. All right, good luck with the rest of the testing. I'll see you after. Thanks, man. Well, Vaughn, that was off the charts. I'm still like trying to process it because the ability to kick it out and then watching you very balanced, very fine on the controls. But of course, the car, let's talk about the car first, was doing an amazing job. A lot of technology in action.
Under the hood, we have a 850 horsepower Ford Racing motor. We have so much grip out in the car that you need that, and you need that torque to keep the tires lit. And you see this bumper system that we have. We're inches from walls. So these cars are built to be repaired as quick as possible in case we happen to get in one, and it does happen. And then the cockpit, you know, we just keep it super simple. A very simple switch panel and my magic stick. When you pull it, you know, you're basically just tossed a weight transfer and it kicks the car out. Yeah. And then from there, you're just running on momentum. So yeah,
could be time to have a lesson.
Yeah, I think we need to make that happen.
I'm ready. Well, Vaughn, it was amazing yesterday to kind of get that first-hand experience sitting next to you. It truly was like, oh my God, it's chaos. And then I was like, okay, I'm getting more of an appreciation. I think that was the racing drive in me kind of coming through. But it is definitely time for me to get a lesson from the master. But before we do, why Mustang? How did you get into it? What's the Mustang story for you?
Once I saw the S197, which is this chassis Mustang, I was just like, man, this is an amazing looking car. And I just thought it'd be really cool to bring some American muscle in an import dominated sport.
People were like, finally an American car?
The public and my competitors were more like, are you crazy? And I was like, yeah, we're doing it. And then once we hit the track with it, everybody just shut up, because that's when what Mustang was proven, how diverse it is, how nimble it is, even though it's a slightly larger car, and how easy it is to make horsepower and be fun to drive.
You choose to drive Mustang on your own. In fact, you've got your own brand here. Tell us about performance of Mustang and how it relates to the road.
The Ford Mustang, as it currently is available at dealers, is an absolutely amazing car. Ford has done amazing things with the interior, the electronics. This thing's got track apps. It's got optional rear gear ratios. You can obviously get manual, automatic, over 400 horsepower. So, I mean, the car really has something for everyone.
I think we should start in the RTR.
We'll jump in this. I'm not sure. We'll see if you'll get to this later.
If I graduate.
I'm looking forward to you erasing everything that you've been building in your brain your whole life.
Which is a long life.
Figure this out.
All right, we're going to go.
Fun.
Thank you, man. That's great.
We're going to just start off here doing a drift donut, second gear, get a little rotation, you know, use the cones as your reference.
Yeah.
And just gonna do a little clutch pop and give it some throttle and get the car to rotate. Give it a little lift. Just modulate the throttle really nicely, you know, just about 15 degrees of steering adjustment based on what you're doing with your foot.
The perfect balance is almost not too much input of anything,
Right, yeah,
right?
you're just flowing, yeah.
Yeah, very sweet.
So now we'll go into the figure 8. You get the rotate.
You know, all my years of racing, I never knew you could do a clutch pop like that.
Right, you just catch it right at that one point, so it's all timing. Basically, you know, drift courses are a lot more technical than this, but what we've just done is everything that you would ever encounter in a drift course.
That is just wildly
Nice.
What would you say for me as a driver is the biggest take home?
The way that you were able to just take what I was explaining and implement it was really rad. When you push a car a little bit hard at the next track or the tires are going away, you're gonna have this one up on other people that don't really think that they need this understanding of these kind of dynamics. So.
No, thanks, man. And you know, the best thing about the whole thing is I'm 44 and you called me rad. Well, this is it. It is race day. And of course, we're here to support Vaughn Gittin Jr., but I must say, what an amazing difference just 24 hours makes since I had my passenger ride here. 20,000 people have come over the course of the weekend, and the enthusiasm, the passion for a sport that didn't even exist 14 or 15 years ago is quite amazing. And I can see why. It's intoxicating because the cars are doing their action literally feet away from everybody. Now, of course, I have so much newfound knowledge about this exciting sport of drifting that I feel I've got a lot more empathy with what Vaughn's about to do. It's so much more technical. There's so much more science involved than I could ever have imagined. And remember, he and his engineers have been working really hard all week to get that lateral and forward bite and grip, the absolute perfect balance concoction. So while the crowd out there think it's just a man and a machine going sideways, you and I know a lot better. That is science in motion, and I wish him all the best. Well, they're off, start of the first round. Now listen, mathematically, Vaughn cannot win the championship, but he told us he's going to give the fans the show they expect from one of the sport's greatest, and his Mustang. Well, that's about it. It's been educational, informative, and definitely entertaining. You know, when you don't understand something about a sport, it's very easy to take it on face value, and then you get to learn more about the mechanics, the science, the psychology behind it, and you really appreciate that these guys are every bit as much a racing driver as anyone we see in sports cars or IndyCar. And they get paid to go sideways. I got to work on that bit. Check back each week for more on your eBay Motors mobile app.